One advert that always makes me smile is the cosmetics pitch to get the London look. In this case, the London look is Kate Moss after 3 hours in makeup, but my experience of the London look as one commutes in on a train into town is of the puffy white face nicely set off by black bags around bloodshot eyes, with lank hair and a slight whiff of halitosis too. There is another dimension to the London look, that vacant look, which is always fixed in the middle distance. It tells everyone around you that they're not relevant because your mind is elsewhere. Mobile phones, blackberries, iPod touches, they all enable us to keep our focus other than where we actually are. It's what I call the bubble, where we're impervious to those around us. We don't allow for any spontaneity, and we're not ready to rip up the agenda we have in front of us unless it's an absolute emergency. Living in the bubble makes destination in life more important than the journey itself. And we make a particular virtue today out of people being focused. If people are focused on a task, that means they're doing a good job. But in reality, you can only focus on one thing at a time. So that means we're ignoring the rest of the stuff around us, and we become rather like a driver on the motorway who becomes hypnotized by the road in front of them. Although Jesus lived in a much slower culture, he was faced with an overwhelming number of demands from needy people. Yet you never got the impression that he was hurried. Quite the reverse, in fact. What we consider important isn't necessarily what God holds dear. And what matters to God is often of little interest to us because we're living in that bubble. I think one of the best things we can do in the middle of the day is to pray to God that he would pop that bubble, rather like a child poking a bubble before it can escape from them. It's unsettling emerging into a new kind of world when the bubble is burst. But the surest way that we will achieve what God is asking of us, rather than the arbitrary goals we so often set ourselves at the beginning of the day.